The house is unlivable. The methane gas from the sewage, I'm homeless, and so is my neighbor. We're homeless now. So we cannot, it's uninhabitable.
It is a community in chaos, and it's because of this disgusting raw sewage that is spewing into homes on Grand Island. News 4's George Rickard just got back from the neighborhood. He's here with the very latest tonight.
Well, it's hard to tell exactly how many homes have been affected by a sewer line construction project that couldn't handle less than an inch of rain. Stanley Steamer crews have gotten at least a dozen calls on Grand Island this week for basements flooded with exactly what you don't want to flood your house.
It's referred to as Category 3 or black water for sewage, and it was wall to wall. So when we first got down here, we started at the stairs and actually started cleaning our way in rather than dragging the hoses and things like that through it.
Lynn Wagner says her basement hasn't flooded in the 27 years she's lived here, but what changed 2 weeks ago is when a 30-inch sewer line around the corner collapsed, and the town had to bring in 2 smaller lines with a pump for the neighborhood sewage. But it wasn't enough. When 3/4 of an inch of rain fell Monday night, in came the sewage. You can see the water line here on the basement wall where there was about 7 inches of standing water. It was enough to make plastic totes float and then tip over into the water. Decades of Lynn Wagner's photo albums are now soaked in sewage.
They're pictures of your entire life, and it's very disconcerting.
It gets worse. After Monday night's flood, she called in Stanley Steamers to clean. And then last night, another half-inch of rain caused her basement to flood again. And so did her neighbor's basement and the Baptist church around the corner.
The last 2 days have been a complete nightmare, and I feel homeless. Her and I are both widows.
What's the town doing about this? Grand Island engineer John Whitney says he'll double the discharge line and bring in larger pumps at that broken sewage line.
And that's going to be the remedy for the backup?
That's the remedy for the backup.
When will those be in and online?
Those pumps will be here, being delivered tomorrow morning and be online tomorrow.
Now, the town engineer says he hopes to have that 30-inch sewer line fixed by the end of next week. And in the meantime, residents are keeping their fingers crossed for no more heavy rains.
George, this is terrible. Will the town be responsible for these basements?
The town engineer says that's a question for the town attorney. We couldn't get an answer to that tonight. We also didn't get a call back from the town supervisor, but her secretary assured us that town officials are working on this diligently, trying to figure out what, if anything, they can do for these residents.
All right. Thank you, George.